Mic check, mic check. All right. Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3. In the place to be. All right. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right. I don't want to have it up too much. Right. All right. All right. Checking. 1, 2, 3. Let me bring that down a little bit. All right. Okay. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Some Random Guy Speaks. I am your host, Tony G, and we are about to get started today. We're going to be doing another live stream here, so just give me one moment. Let's see here. Man, about to drop a glass. Oh, boy. Boy, I tell you. While people come into the chat today, just give me one moment. I'm stepped away from my mic, so if I sound a little low, I apologize. But yeah, just been working on the studio, man. Just in my bedroom, but working on it. Okay, I think this is a lot better. Let's try it now. Okay, all right. I think that's a lot better now. All right. Oh, boy, boy, boy. So we know what today's topic is, right? Make America healthy again. This is the one with RFK Jr., war on artificial dyes and big food toxic ingredients. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and go over this. This is one of these topics that's nearest and dearest to my heart. And, I'm a big fan of RFK Jr. I believe he's doing a fantastic job being the secretary over the HHS. And he's doing a remarkable job. He's doing so much of a great job that we have people out there that do not want to see him or Trump succeed. So right now, we're going to go ahead and give RFK Jr. a round of applause. We're going to go ahead. Let me see here. There we go. We're going to go ahead and give him a round of applause, So with RFK Jr., yeah, he's really doing his thing, though, ladies and gentlemen. Really, really doing his thing. So we're going to talk about what's going on in the news today as well, because, there's a lot of other things, man. So much stuff centered around Trump. Oh, boy. What's new, right? Who knew? What's new? So, yeah, so that's exactly what it is. And let me go ahead and do this here, too. I just want to remove the banner for right now, so that way you guys can see the full video here. I'm going to play this pretty soon, but not just yet. And there's a few others that are, what's the other one? The pundit one. There's a few others. That's on Truth, which I do have. Well, you guys get a chance, man. Truth Social don't cost anything. If you have X, also you need Truth Social. Truth Social is a platform because, once again, it's Trump created it because when he was banned off of Twitter before Elon Musk bought it, you guys remember that? So, therefore, because one and freedom of speech. This is where you go if you want to exercise your constitutional rights, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of religion. You know what I'm saying? So it is basically it, Yep. Yeah, so other than that though, yep. So oh man. I'm trying to think about this here. Where to go first? Right. Let's go ahead and look at it. All right, let me see here. This is say that this is ground news that report is let's take a look at it. Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, Mick Jagger feature in Epstein photo dump. Newly released photos provided evidence of Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, and Mick Jagger, right? Connections to Jeffrey Epstein, the convicted sex offender. The photos depict former President Bill Clinton with Jackson and lounging in an uncomfortable setting related to Epstein. Prince Andrew is also seen in a compromising position with Epstein. Partner Ghislaine Maxwell, right, collaborating. Virginia, you remember her? Giffrey, the one that that committed suicide. Accusations against him. Yeah, she was the one that collaborated and things. This is what the story is saying. Collaborating. It says here that Ghislaine Maxwell was collaborating with wow. Again. Yep. Yeah. So this is stuff. You see, guys, as we were saying before, more and more and more about this Epstein stuff. Now, the people at the top, what I think is that the people at the bottom, like a lot of these celebrities, some of these politicians, I believe that they're going to go after them first before they hit the people at the top. This is just my, opinion. I think so. But at the same time, they have a lot of wealth that they can basically, and this is probably part of the redaction of the Epstein stuff, because the main part of it was the children. They redacted a lot of the names and the victims on there while everybody else is talking ish. Release the files. We got a right to see everything. When it come down to the children got to be protected. We have laws in this country that protect children of stuff like this. So I can see them redacting that. Other stuff is speculation. There could be some powerful people that their names do not want to be mentioned, but I believe it's going to come out eventually. Right now, they're just going after these low-level power. I'm not even going to call these people low-level because they have a lot of power and wealth, even though Michael Jackson is not here no more. Diana Ross is not here no more. The only one that's here is like Mick Jagger, right? The Rolling Stones and all this other stuff. So whatever comes out with more people, I'm not going to be surprised and shocked by it. I knew Michael Jackson's name was on there, and I knew others was on there as well too. But this is coming from ground news. This ain't me. This is coming from ground news. So this is what they're saying in regards to this. So I find it very interesting, and we're going to start seeing more names as this stuff starts to unfold, It looked like Robert De Niro, man. He's really coming unglued, just like Tom Hanks. Did you guys know that they actually banned, he actually got blacklisted from Hollywood. Nobody is willing to work with De Niro. Reason being, De Niro refuses to quit his ongoing rant, TSD, against Trump. Even the Hollywood producers, and these are big names, they was telling Robert De Niro to knock it off, because it's bad for the brand, it's bad for your brand, and it's bad for the celebrities. I'm sorry, for the fans. The only thing that Robert De Niro should have been staying and doing is just doing the movies, but I believe he's becoming very unhinged because he knows that he's also been implicated being on that island. You know what I'm saying? So other than that, I don't think that Robert De Niro is going to be able to handle this scrutiny about Epstein. Tom Hanks is really coming undone, guys. He's becoming unrattled big time in things. So Tom Hanks, boy. Yeah. So what are we supposed to do? He's attacking MAGA. He'd probably be attacking me if he knew my channel was big enough. He despises Trump. Robert De Niro despises Trump. George Clooney despises Trump. You even have the Star Wars Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamilton, right? These people despise Trump, man, big time. They can't stand him. And I wonder why, right? Because when they say, the guilty speaks the loudest, and right now they all sounding guilty to me. Rob Reiner, because he done a lot of things, according to, what's out there, So, yeah, man, I mean, hey, and we're going to see it. We're going to see it. We are seeing it right now, though, as this allegations is breaking out, it's coming out, But rumor has it, I think it may be true, that the Clintons are not doing so well health-wise. I don't know if both of them or one of them, but don't seem to be right over there in the Clinton family over there right now. So yeah, man. So talking about that, wow, man, I tell you, man, woo, man. So all of these people and other celebrities, right, posing with Epstein. This guy was a known pedophile, right? I mean, if they were alive today, they would really be feeling the heat. Sometimes death could be a great thing under these type of allegations. Let me tell you, a lot of people wish they were dead too, But at the same time, though, so we just talked about that. What else is going on in the news before we get started? Oh yeah, that's right. Trump actually, banned or got rid of or banned the dual citizenship. There will be no more dual citizenship, ladies and gentlemen. Trump have already taken care of that as well, which I knew he was going to do. Because you know what dual citizenship really does? And we see this with Ilhan Omar and others, right? You see this because when you got dual citizenship, whatever country you are originally from, you're gonna have a soft spot for that, even though it could be a war-torn country. You heard what Ilhan Omar said. She said Somalia first. They got the public schools out there hoisting the Somalian flag on U.S. soil. How does that happen? Unless if you're saying that we have conquered. Only a conqueror does something like this, right? They do it in Dearborn as well, right? There are flags being flown in Islamic countries. How does that happen? You can't go to some of their countries and fly the American flag. I do know that for a fact. You cannot do it. You cannot do it, ladies and gentlemen. So it's something to think about the flag. And there's, like I said yesterday, there should be no flag flown but the American flag, either full mast or half mast. That's it. But we know that we have a lot of enemies in America that's under the Democratic banner. They hate America, right? They hate the Constitution. They hate conservatism. They hate Christianity. They hate anything that resembles freedom, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Only a tyrant would hate these things. We've been under tyranny in America for a long time. This is why the DHS ain't been ish before Trump. The FBI ain't been ish before Trump. The CIA ain't been ish before Trump. Even our damn military ain't been ish. They were only designed, or actually, they were only told to go into countries with the resources and conquer that, all in the name of who? these deep state salt backers, and they get the politicians to do their dirty work. Even their foot soldiers out here is doing the dirty work of the Democratic Party. And don't get me wrong, we're going to go into this, I'm just on my soapbox for a minute, doing my monologue. But this is basically what it is. This is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is what many of them will not want to talk about. They'll try to spin the news, and it's not working. MAGA is strong as ever, right? We know the polls dip a little bit, but after the first of the year, we're already seeing gas prices are going down in many states across the United States. I've seen gas as low as $2 here in Michigan. Here in Detroit, it's like $2.30, $2.40 per gallon, right? We're starting to see some stuff. We're on the precipice of something great, which is the golden age, right? And I'm so happy to see this because once again, we've been under lies, deceit, right, of the people that were previously in charge. They didn't give a damn about the American citizen. Why in the hell are they giving a damn now? You know why? Because Trump have undermined and removed a lot of what has been going on against the American people, right? They allowed the Federal Reserve Bank to be set up here in America under the noses of the American people. We didn't know about the Federal Reserve until much later. It took them up until 1971 to pull us off of the gold, off of the gold standards under Nixon. And ever since then, fractional spending was created. They could create money out of thin air with no gold behind it, no silver, no precious metals. And then what they do, right? They just spin. They gave Congress, no matter if it was Republican or Democrat, they were allowed to go to the Federal Reserve. Every time they run out of money, the Treasury have to go and beg more money for the Fed. Not really beg. Federal Reserve give it to them because they're giving them a high-ass interest rate. This is the reason as to why we have inflation up the wazoo. $37 trillion, right? It was one man that said that there was a better way. And that was through tariffs from other nations, externally bringing money into America, right? As opposed to the people's, right? Instead of the internal revenue service where it relies on the brows and the sweat of the people. The people are being squeezed from taxes, right? And I'm going to keep drumming this point because this is something that they want to turn, like spin news. See, these old liberals, they don't want none of this for real. We have seen it from 1913 up until today, right? It's been well over 100 years that we've been under tyranny, right? This is why our food ain't ish, GMOs, dangerous petroleum-based dyes in the food. Notice how I segue into this, right? This is exactly what's going on. Americans are getting what? Fat, lazy, unhealthy. And in these ethnic communities, it's much worse because you have dialysis clinics all over the damn place. Gee, I wonder why. Right? I wonder why. So therefore, let's go ahead and go into what RFK is actually doing. Because I said I wanted to talk about this today, make America healthy again. So let's go ahead and, since I segued into that, see how slick that was? So we're going to go ahead and get into it. So the healthy revolution, right? I'm your host, Tony, once again. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be diving into one of the most talked about health battles in America right now, which is RFK Jr.'s crusade under the Make America Healthy Again banner to rid our food, right? This is exactly what it is. To rid our food supply of artificial dyes and other toxic ingredients pushed by big food giants. They knew, right, that this was going to be a problem years out. As of late 2025, RFK Jr., now Secretary of the Human Health Services, have made this a top priority. He met with CEOs from companies like PepsiCo, Kraft, Heinz, General Mills, Kellogg's, pressuring them to voluntarily remove these synthetic colorants. Now, in April, the FDA announced plans to phase out 8 petroleum-based artificial dyes by the end of 2026. This is a real swift, right, in how we think about what in our cereals, candies, sodas, and even medications. Let's start with the basics. Why artificial dyes? These are synthetic colors derived from petroleum. Yes, the same stuff that fuels your car. Common ones include red 40, yellow 5, yellow 6, blue 1. The stuff makes your kids' breakfast cereals look like a rainbow explosion or turn candy unnaturally vibrant. Here's a classic example that gone viral, right? There is 3 boxes, the favorite cereal that we all know and love, right? I grew up eating this stuff. Fruit Loops, sold in the U.S., bright artificial colors, right? And the product in Canada or Europe are $1. I wonder why. Why are the colors in Europe and Canada $1? But in America, they're bright, natural source, like fruit and vegetable juices, same brand, different ingredients. Why? Because many countries have banned or restricted these dyes over health concerns, right? While in the U.S., they lag behind, right? Now, the health angle studies, including a major review of California's health, of environmental health, right? Hazard assessment and beta analysis in journals like The Lancet have linked synthetic dyes to hyperactivity and behavioral issues in children, especially those with ADHD. What the? Boy, I tell you, what the? Oh, hell no. Some of these dyes, like Red 3, have been shown to cause cancer in lab animals. That's why it was finally banned earlier this year. Others may contain contaminants linked to cancer or disrupt hormones. They add zero nutrition, just visually appear to make junk food look more attractive. Which they have a science down to that, man. I'm over here looking at a picture of it right now, which I may show you guys. I see the Fruit Loops, same ones. The ones in Europe and Canada, I can always tell. Because since the dyes have been banned, GMOs have been banned in a lot of these Scandinavian countries. Did you guys know that? This is why when you look at Fruit Loops over there, it doesn't have a bright, colorful bowl full of rainbow looking colors, it's more duller. And I'm willing to bet the farm that the Fruit Loops over there tastes a lot better, and you ain't got to worry about getting cancer and diabetes and all this other shit, right? I'm just going to say it for what it really is, right? So, RFK Jr. calls them poisonous compounds, which they are, with no benefit, part of the broader toxic soup, right? Contributing to America's chronic diseases and epidemic. Look at these shelves, right? We're looking at colorful cereals and candies loaded with dyes. But huge sales, right? Huge sales, especially to kids, but at what cost? This is our generation we're talking about here. Our younger generation don't have a chance. You got to keep in mind, some of you guys are baby boomers. Some of you guys are Generation X. You know, and I know, I think the only thing that we remember was NutraSweet. Guess what? They have graduated way beyond NutraSweet, right? Remember that one? These artificial sweeteners, neurotoxins, right? Big food isn't going down without a fight. The industry groups argue the science isn't conclusive enough for bans. Check that out. They make profit, ladies and gentlemen, off of poison instead of doing the right thing. Remember I said the Food and Drug Administration, along with Capitol Hill and all the rest of it, they're all in bed with each other. The dyes are safe in small amounts. This is what they argue. They only said, here's the lobbyists. It's only in small amounts. It's like saying having just a little poison. A little poison ain't going to really hurt you very much, as long as it ain't a whole lot. Just a little poison, right? And switching to a natural alternative will raise costs, as I mentioned earlier, potentially pass to consumers. Well, how in the hell are they able to do it in Europe, but they can't do it in the United States? Right? Oh, I think I'm beginning to know why. Because they have stolen the money from the United States. And then we got these welfare countries out there that's feeding. No wonder they have the better stuff. Oh, yeah, we got this pass, that pass. The food over in Europe and everything. If it was off of their own push, we know that this wouldn't happen at all. I always used to wonder, how is it that they have a better life in these other countries and we have crap over here? We are the biggest market in the world, right? And these other countries know it. We just didn't know it until later, right? They've sued states like West Virginia over local brands, complaining about the patchwork of regulations. Some of these countries pledged years ago to go dye free, but they backtracked, citing consumer preference for brighter products, which is bullshit, right? Really what they're saying, like I said earlier, the corporations, General Mills, Kellogg, and all the rest of them, right? It costs them more money, according to their thing, right, to produce something that's healthy for the country. You know what we have to cite these people? These are what we call enemies of the United States of America. They ain't trying to make America healthy again. They're trying to make America sick again. Sick to your children. Sick to you as an adult. Sick to you as an elder senior citizen. Right? Yet, momentum is building. States from California to West Virginia and Texas, right, have passed restrictions, especially in school meals. FDA phased out plans, including revoking approval for rarely used dyes and working with industry, right? On the rest, RFK Jr. has given an ultimatum. Remove them voluntarily or face regulations. Because all they're going to do is hit them. And if they don't comply, it's going to cost you more to buy their junk because he's going to make it, RFK Jr. is going to make it very, very tough. Remember, under the Make America Great and Healthy Again, the Trump administration have way more leverage than any of these corporations. They don't run Trump. Trump is a multi-billionaire. He tells them what to do. They don't tell Trump what to do. This isn't about dyes. This is about, once again, make America bigger, right? Make America's bigger war on ultra-processed foods, seed oils, and additives banned elsewhere but allowed here. RFK argues corporations' capture of agencies have prioritized profits over health. We all know this, ladies and gentlemen. Right? We all know this. It is a overreach or long overdue protection, question mark, right? Critics say evidence on harms is mixed and natural alternatives aren't always better or cheaper. Supporters include many parents and health advocates say if companies can do it abroad, like I said, they can do it here. There's no reason for this type of bull crap-ish. If they could do it abroad, they could do it here. We know why they don't want to do it because look at it. They have treated the American people like whores on a street corner because this is basically what the outreach of government, FDA, under the crooked system at the time. Now we are starting to see government. We're starting to see these government agencies are starting to work like they're supposed to, getting rid of all these monopolies and all this other bull-ish, trying to be nice and not cuss. No kid needs petroleum in their popcorn. Oh, it's just a little poison. It's just a little poison. It's just a little poison. How about if I give these politicians and these corporate people, their children, just a little poison? Their children ain't even allowed to eat the stuff that these kids eat. Gee, I wonder why. Why is that? Why is it that these lobbyists that go on Capitol Hill, basically nothing more than a dog on a leash doing the bidding for their master, right? Knowing damn well they wouldn't allow their children to consume petroleum-based dyes. As we head into 2026, watch this space. Grocery aisles might look a little less rainbow bright, but may as well be a little healthier for it, right? This is basically what we're talking about here. Do you think? Are you checking the labels more? Dropping dyes or dye products, right? Hit them up on the socials, right? Leave them a review. You guys got to do your part as well, too. You had choices. And I agree, a lot of you guys didn't probably even know that all this ish was going on. Right? You didn't know that this was going on. I mean, let me go a little bit further, and then I'll read the comments once I'm done. I'm going to start doing that because when I get into the comments, it derailed the channel. I mean, the thing a little bit. So I'm going to get through this. I ain't going to ignore anybody. If you're commenting, just be patient so I can go ahead and get through this, right? Because we have to talk about it. Some of you guys have children and grandchildren. And I hope that you guys will share this live stream, will come a video afterwards. Share this with your family and friends. You ain't got to do all the hard work and explaining. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit. This information is out here. This ain't no stuff that I made up. It is what it is, right? So we're talking about one of the biggest shifts in American health policies in the decades. The Make America Healthy Alternative, or MAHA, led by Secretary, once again, Robert F. Kennedy. We're seeing major food companies commit to removing harmful additives, update dietary guidelines on the horizontal, and a real push to tackle the chronic diseases, epidemics that hitting our kids the hardest, right? This could have changed what ended up on our plate, right? And in our bodies for generations to come. Let's start with the big win on the additives, right? I think this is the biggest win. Earlier this year, back in April, and I remember it, the FDA once again announced a national plan to phase out all petroleum-based synthetic food dyes by the end of 2026. So I'm just kind of recapping again for those that are coming back in the room. That is 8 dyes, including the heavy hitters like red 40, yellow 5, blue 6, 1 and 2, green 3, red 3, was already banned back in January. Talk to me. Why now? These dyes, right, diverted from petroleum, right? The same stuff, as I said earlier, it's made from gasoline. You're giving your kids gasoline. Many of us have consumed gasoline, and we can't understand why we got chronic diseases and all this other type of ish. Has been linked to studies of hyperactivity in children, kids, behavioral issues, as I said before, potential cancer risks in animals. They have no nutrition, just bright colors to make junk food more appealing with a bunch of artificial sugars and sweeteners that can give you the C word, as I said, cancer and all this other stuff. Right? Take a look at the grocery shelves. All the junk food is in the middle of the grocery store. Bright colors to attract the eyes. This is why kids act the damn fool when they up there in the store. They know where the junk section aisle is. Man, hyper active. Oh my goodness. What the, hyperactive. Oh, hell no. Yeah, we're going to get into this time, right? That's the world, right? We are moving away from. Boy, that's why I say there is a God. There's a God, and he's using Donald Trump, right? You ain't had no other president that went to back the hardest other than Trump for the American people. Trump! You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. But Biden didn't do it. Obama didn't do it. Clinton didn't do it. Bush didn't do it. We keep naming them. They ain't none of them did it. And I stand on that 10 toes down with anything I love. If they want to debate, come in this room and I'll give it to them. I'll even mic up. I give them the link. And here's a viral comparison that's been circulating for years. U.S. Fruit Loops versus the old version sold in Europe and Canada, as I said before. The box is duller. It ain't bright, light, rainbow colors. Toucan Sam. They purposely made Toucan Sam with all these rainbows. They spend millions of dollars on marketing to attract the eyes of the human being. They know what they're doing to get you to. We all ate the cereal. I ate the cereal. Fruit Loops, Fruity Pebbles. Are you kidding me? What's that one? Count Chocula, right? You know what I'm saying? You even got Captain Crunch, Frosted Flakes, Corn Flakes, Raisin Bran. It don't matter, right? Man, I tell you, man, it ain't a laughing matter, man. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man, it ain't a laughing matter. But I just remember I was talking with my brother, and y'all remember Saturday morning cartoons. We got the cereal going on. Shit, we was eating cereal sometimes twice a day, boy. Cereal, big old thing of Frosted Flakes. Cocoa Puffs and all the rest of that stuff. I go cuckoo for, Cocoa Puffs. That old Count Chocula, Boy, Count Chocula, boy. Couldn't count worth a damn, but he loved that chocolate. I tell you, Count Chocula. Boy, looking like Al Green, the congressman out of Texas, boy. Boy, if I put Al Green's face in that damn Dracula outfit, I tell you. Oh, man. Oh, hell no. Oh man, I tell you. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, so this is basically what has been going on. And they've been coming after RFK. They want to impeach him because we know he's getting to the bottom of this stuff. He always known this. We're talking about processed, ultra processed. Damn. It ain't bad enough that the stuff is processed, but it got to be ultra processed. Partially processed, like your baked goods, wheat, apples, all this other stuff, processed stuff, canned sweet corn, right? Baked potatoes, carrot juice, flour, applesauce, right? Creams, ultra processed, like your corn chips, French fries, carrot cakes, and all these other baked goods, cookies, right? Those little gummy things, and ice cream, man. Who don't love ice cream? But we've been getting the bad, shitty end on the deal, ladies and gentlemen. Because these people, these corporate vultures, these culture criminals, I'm talking about these corporate ones, they don't give a damn about the American people. Right? They've been lying to us for years, right? Now the dietary guidelines, the 2025 to 2030 versions have been delayed and overhauled by the Make America Healthy Again. Boy, it's about time that they overhaul that stuff. Go ahead, RFK Jr. Your Obamas and your Bidens, and none of them did this stuff. The old advisory report was hundreds of pages. The new one's expected to be coming soon. Possibly concise, just a few pages, emphasizing on whole foods, full fat diet, good meats, like your grass-fed meats, not your processed meats, right? Veggies that come out of the garden, that don't have contamination like insecticides, pesticides, all these other type of Roundup, all this crap, right? Causing and creating all this ultra-processed junk. They're rooting out conflicts of interest and aligning with evidence linking to poor diet to our chronic disease crisis, right? Speaking of rich, America leads the world in chronic conditions. Did y'all know that? We lead in obesity, diabetes, heart disease, autoimmune issues, even our kids. Make America Great says root cause includes ultra-processed foods, dominating diets, toxic additives, right? Secondary, yep. You know what I'm saying? What is it? I'm just saying. Sedentary lives and environmental exposure, childhood obesity, and related to disease have skyrocketed. This alternative aims to reverse that to future generations by cleaning up the food chain earlier. Critics say some evidence is linked. Changes could raise costs or overreach in industry, but supporters, parents, doctors, and advocates argue if a company sells a cleaner version abroad, they can do it here. That's common sense. You ain't gonna sell us on that. Oh yeah, it's gonna cost us more. Bull crap. And with voluntary commitments rolling in, plus the FDA approving natural alternatives, momentum, right? Well, monumentum is real as we close out in 2025, right? We already talked about the grocery aisles, which are in the middle where all the junk is, might start looking a bit less neon. And I wanted to look a less neon because we know that the petroleum-based dyes that's already been removed, they're still trying to get it out. Right? No shit take this damn long. Just take them out. These changes could mean fewer chronic diseases down the line, less obesity, better behavior in schools, stronger kids. Look at the children now, all wired all up. You know, these inner cities in the black community, and I came from the black community. Boy, ramped up, hyperactive. Hard for some of those kids to sit still to get an education. They too busy drinking soda pop. If they ain't drinking soda pop in the school, they're drinking it at home. Or they'll go to the store with well, you already know what's in that type of stuff. These alternative sugars, right? We're talking about the high fructose corn syrup that the brain can't even differentiate if it's real sugar or not. Our bodies were made to digest natural stuff, not hyper processed and processed foods. Come on now. What about you? Noticing reformulation products yet? Check the labels, ladies and gentlemen. Check it more. You should be sharing this stuff. And I'll appreciate if you give me a review. Because I said there's changes on my channel now where I'm gonna be doing it in my studio. Stuff that's gonna be more research. We're gonna be hitting with facts, right? This is what it is. I said, if I'm gonna do it, I may as well do it right. That's the least that I can do to offer you guys information. And this stuff is already out here. Some people have a way of delivering the information very boring. My voice may fluctuate up and down so I can keep your attention. You know that this topic is one of the worst topics to talk about when it comes down to health. When I was thin in my days and I was all rah, this and that, people don't like to hear that, right? We're not saying that you can't have cereal again, but all we're saying is let's get the ultra-processed crap out. Because we didn't have these epidemics like we have, especially in the inner cities. Dialysis clinics all over the place. It was very rare I saw a dialysis clinic in the hood. In the black community, when it was a black community, man, we didn't see no darn dialysis clinics and stuff like that. This is some scary stuff. This is some scary stuff, ladies and gentlemen. And this channel should be lit up over the stuff that we're talking about right now. It's just that Americans have been, man, I'm telling y'all, man, we look so bad as a country, right? This is why Europe and all the rest of them, it's bad enough. They said stupid Americans too. We've been funding everything and then getting the draws kicked in now, you know what? We get no respect. Now we getting respect now. We got a president, a first president in our lifetime that took action. He got a team. He got a really strong team. You know what I mean? Trump got the dream team. Even in the, we got the secretary, RFK Jr., right? The secretary of the HHS. And he's doing the thing. That's why they want him out of here. It's hurting the politicians in their pockets. They don't like this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. They hate it. They hate the fact that RFK been making all these changes. Incite actually came up with a conclusion where autism come from. And then you got these stupid people that want to argue against him on that. Well, it's scientific evidence. They were never planning to cure cancer. They were never planning to cure diabetes. They want you sick. And then they got these idiots out here on Ozempic. Man, oh my goodness. Boy, you can't tell, all for the fact of, I mean, you know, celebrities and really with the celebrities, man, I can't believe that a lot of them are really taking that ish, to really be honest. You know? It should be some type of clause, or it has to be some type, if they're really doing it, they would have to prove that they really are on Ozempic. I don't think they are, though.
Oh, hell no.
You know what I'm saying? No way in the world I'm going to do that stuff. I know how to lose weight. I've done it before. You just got to be disciplined. You got to get up and exercise. You got to do some type of regimen and do things differently that you weren't doing before. Right? I ain't lecturing nobody. I've been there on both sides. I know how to do it, right? So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just sharing with you guys on this stuff. And like I said, I'm not trying to ignore anybody, but I'm doing my format a little differently. So when I'm in my monologue thing and all the rest of the stuff, I did my monologue already. Now I segue into this though. These are toxins, ladies and gentlemen, dangerous toxins. Every last, the ones, man, those dyes, petroleum-based dyes, ladies and gentlemen, that RFK Jr. got rid of. Have you guys noticed about soda pop? Now, I have some soda pop occasionally, but you know what? I drink the ones from Mexico. You know why? Because they have real cane sugar in them. They don't have these big 2-gallon pops. It just got the glass bottle, you know, the ones that we remember growing up. Howard, you know what I'm talking about, right? We grew up drinking those out of the glass bottle. Guess what? They taste a lot better than that plastic. Plastic breaks down in your food and stuff. You realize that. There's dangerous plastics. And when you start getting up in the 7, that's one of the most healthiest of plastics. Ones that rate under, I believe it's maybe 6 or 5 and below, you don't want that. And that's what people are drinking, plastics. Even in this soda pop stuff. The ones in the glass bottle can keep for 20 years. It's glass, right? And it tastes better. I have Sprite every now and then, Fanta, but I drink the ones that are being shipped into Mexico. If you go into your grocery or your local grocery store, Bush's, whatever it is, they're going to have the ones from Mexico, and they taste a lot better. It reminds me of throwback, man. I got my eyes closed, got my head kicked back, drinking that bottle, drinking that Coca-Cola or Pepsi or whatever, Sprite, Fanta, the different flavor ones. Oh, my goodness, man. Oh, man, are y'all kidding me? Real cane sugar instead of this high fructose corn syrup. Man, boy, I tell y'all, man. So, yeah, so this is why I wanted to get into this today. They want to criticize this man. RFK Jr. is one of the most healthiest people on the damn planet. You hear me? He knows. Instead of that other woman we had before, I ain't going to mention her name, but she was obese. And can you believe she was the secretary of the HHS? How you going to be the secretary of the HHS, Human Health Services, right? How the hell can you sit up in there, right, and look like that, trying to give people advice on being healthy? It's crazy as hell. Are you kidding me? What kind of food does that? Boy, I tell you. That's some crazy stuff, y'all. You know? That's just like putting Kamala Harris in charge of that. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and laugh, Kamala Harris. Go ahead.
I want to talk to you. Okay.
What? They want to know now.
Enough. Yeah, got Howard in the house. Hold on for a minute. I gotta do y'all proper now when y'all come back over here. Now I can start reading the comments. I see you there, Howard. We got Howard in his house. We got Howard in the house. Howard says, I seen you on the crisis report about an hour ago. Right? Let me see here. Howard says, love glass, 5 cents a bottle. In my day, from an ice box, at the grocery store, man. That's what I'm saying, Howard. You remember. I remember as a Generation Xer, man. I remember when pop was nowhere near like what it was then, even in the bottle. We was always getting it in the bottle. And they tasted good. This is real soda pop. Why everybody out there drinking high fructose corn syrup and garbage? We was over here drinking the real thing, man. That's what it was, you know? Now we're starting to go back to that because right now they've been allowing soda pop. Mexico has been shipping in soda pop back into the U.S. in glass bottles. Because in Mexico, even in Mexico, they're one of the poorest nations. They don't even have high fructose corn syrup, plastic bottles. They drink real soda pop. But they get, man, that's what I'm saying. America under these previous administrations really is all that we really ended up becoming is the landfills and the garbage cans of the world. When you want to dump some ish, just dump it in America. The Americans ain't gonna care as long as it tastes good. That's like taking some ish, if you know what I mean, SHIT, and putting these petroleum-based dyes on here and making them look good. And this is what the American people are eating, SHIT, right? Now, you know that after so long, you can't be eating SHIT because you will have hepatitis A. You will have other type of diseases as well, too. But this is what they've been doing, ladies and gentlemen. This is what they be doing. They ain't going to come after me for this because this has already been proven. That's why they said, well, ain't nothing but a little poison. A little poison is okay, Howard. You know, I know you wouldn't give your family a little bit of poison, Howard. I wouldn't give my family a little bit of poison. And neither are you. You wouldn't give your family a little poison. I want to take some of these politicians and some of these lobbyists for these corporations. Would you be willing to take your family? If I give them a little poison, would you eat it? Let's go and get a little petroleum base right now. We just get the petroleum base. I want them to prove to me what they eat it. Come on now. You said it was okay. A little bit of poison. Just a little bit of poison. Why aren't you eating a little bit of poison? Prove to me why you don't want to eat the little bit of poison. Right? We ain't going to go nowhere till you eat this little bit of poison. Lock the doors, ladies and gentlemen, because they're going to eat this little bit of poison. Just like we all ate a little bit of this poison. Right? This is madness. This is crazy. Because if you look at the box, and matter of fact, I think I'm going to do this. Let me go ahead and show you guys, man. Say that I'm not kidding. Skip it. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what the comparisons are. You know, let's go ahead and do it. Hold on for one moment. In fact, let me do this first. Let's see what RFK has to say first. I'm only going to play just a little bit, and then I'm going to show you guys the boxes. Yes, I see him up over here. He's just looking at me. Come on, Tony, man. You know what I taught you, Tony. Come on now. I'm over here. I can't hold this position forever.
This is what most Americans innocently put into their bodies these days, and most alarmingly, into the bodies of their children. And it's no coincidence that Americans die earlier than Canadians or Germans or Italians or Japanese or Koreans or Australians or most any other comparable country. And it wasn't always that way until the early 1990s. Our life expectancy was the same or better than other developed countries. Then suddenly, more and more Americans began suffering from chronic diseases, from obesity, cancer, diabetes, kidney disease, Alzheimer's, heart disease, and all kinds of autoimmune diseases. Our maternal mortality rate soared to the highest of any developed country on earth. Same with infant mortality. Like the frog in the slowly boiling water, we didn't really notice as we got sicker and sicker. We've grown now to accept chronic disease conditions as normal. But now, in 2024, we're finally waking up to this cataclysm, and we're asking ourselves, how in the world did this happen? A big part of it is our diet. Restaurants that serve contaminated food are fined or shut down. But when it's the government that approves the poisons in our food, a few people get very, very rich, and the toxins end up in every supermarket aisle. Let me show you what I mean. Doritos, Cheez-Its, Captain Crunch, gummy bears. Everyone knows that these are junk foods, so maybe you wouldn't be too surprised to see that the ingredients include a lot of poisons, including a harmful yellow dye called tetrazine, or yellow dye number 5. What you may not know is that this dye was originally made out of the sludge that's left over when you turn coal into coke for blast furnaces. It's called coal tar, and I've actually sued many big industries for legacy contamination of coal tar all around the country because it's so toxic and it's so harmful to the environment and human beings. A century ago, it was just an obnoxious industrial byproduct that everybody was trying to figure out ways to get rid of. One of the ways that they did that was by paving roads. But then a British chemist figured out that the coal tar could be used to derive fabric dye. And if fabric dye, why not food? Food manufacturers began using it to cover up the discoloration of low-quality foods that they wanted to pass off on unsuspecting customers. They didn't know back then that this yellow dye, tartrazine, causes tumors, asthma, developmental delays, neurological damage, ADD, ADHD, hormone disruption, gene damage, anxiety, depression, intestinal injuries. Well, we know it now. We've known this for decades. That's why tartrazine is heavily restricted in other countries. In some countries, foods with tartrazine have...
Okay, guys, I'm not going to play all of it. And then he got some music on here, so I'm going to have to edit this as well. So what I do, there ain't no problem. I'm going to cut this part of it out. There's a reason why I didn't want to really play it. But he got the music going on behind it, so you know how that's going to happen. So I'll fix that. I ain't worried about it. I can edit that once his live is over. Because I kept on hearing the music, and I said, "Oh boy, it's music that's copyrighted to him, not copyrighted to me." So this is how bad it is now. You know what I'm saying? So Howard says, "Our women that cook for us have to get on board. I have my wife." Okay. I gave my wife about the dye cookies. Okay, the dye cookies. She beats me down, right? Our women need to understand what we know. Yeah, and that's the thing about it, though, man. You bring up a great point, though, Howard. I'm single myself because, I know we kind of talked about this stuff before, how the women, or in our case, it was Black women that were separated from their men when they chose welfare, Lyndon B. Johnson, the Great Society. We really got it really, really bad in the so-called Black community. 70% of Black women are single with children, no father in the home, which has produced what we call the YNs today. This is a burden that plays havoc in the so-called Black community. This is the outcome of it, from not having a father in the home. So, and it's no surprise that some of these women, right, that will not get on board with or look at what's going on, because they are slaves to these types of food. Women have it real bad. It's more of an emotional experience than men. Women and their emotions and stuff like that, and their receptors and stuff, and how they interact with the Cheetos and the Fritos and all the rest of this stuff. They love this stuff. Taking this away from them, they just, it tastes different. Because when you've been eating processed foods for a long time and trying to eat a healthier alternative, a lot of them say, it don't really taste the same, and they'll go back and eat those Doritos, right? But I feel your pain, though, Howard, man. I feel your pain, man. It's really, really sad that some of these women refuses to get on board with your husband, or vice versa, refuse to get on board. This is the problem. It's the problem. So you see these dye. Look at this here. Contains a source of, I can't even pronounce some of this stuff, man. Right? Look at this. I'm not even gonna try. This is We shouldn't have this stuff in our foods, ladies and gentlemen. And you can't tell some of these people anything or nothing. Look at this carcinogen, E407, whatever the hell that is. Aspartame, I know what that is. That's another form of a artificial sweetener right there. Look at this other crap. Look at this stuff here, man. Can't even pronounce this stuff. I'm not even going to try because it don't even matter. You guys see it. You guys see it. This is what they're consuming. This is exactly what it is. Look at this. These other nations in Europe, Scandinavian countries, man, they have the best health in the world. They've been banned GMOs and stuff like that. It's against the law, man. You can't go over there. That's why when you eat a Big Mac over there in Switzerland, there's a big difference in eating a Big Mac over here. I bet it tastes better. They milk tastes better because they're drinking raw milk over here. They made it against the law over here. I think that will RFK, he's going to change that around because Americans, I can see RFK where we're going to be drinking raw milk again, man. I think that's going to be coming though, Howard. You know what I mean? Yeah, the raw milk, because you know what type of nutrient value it is in raw milk? Raw milk, right? Yeah, they've been fighting our president, our favorite president, every step of the way, right? Making America healthy again. Howard says, our women need to understand what we know. Yeah, good luck on that one though, Howard, man. Be honest with you, I done gave up on the sisters a long time ago. I don't even have a dog in that fight no more. You know what I'm saying? It's I don't have a dog in that fight no more. It's rough, man, trying to deal with that. And I get it though, because we all grew up eating processed foods. I get it. I don't eat. One thing about it, yeah, I'm a bit overweight, but I don't eat cereal like this. I'm gonna do a free plug for Magic Spoon. I'm not even sponsored by them. I believe you can order it on Amazon or you can go to their website. It's called Magic Spoon. If you want to have the healthier cereals, Howard, when we grew up as kids, there's a company called Magic Spoon. Magic Spoon sells an alternative that does not contain these petroleum-based dyes, these bright colors, the red 40 and all the rest of them. It doesn't have that in their cereals. And it doesn't cause these diseases that we're talking about today. Yeah. Howard says she admits that it is a responsible thing for the season. Yeah, man, we have to take responsibility of our own health. We could see with the Food and Drug Administration, we could see that these corporations that make these processed and ultra-processed foods don't give a damn about us, right? Because if Biden gave a damn so much, he would be doing what President Trump is doing. Biden not only allowed all these illegals in our country, and we had criminals, rapists, murderers, and all kind of stuff that came in this country as well. Obama didn't do this. Obama was rah-rah for the corporations too. He was a little puppet. They had their hand up Obama's ass. Obama was just on their lap like the damn puppet. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yeah, make change. That's all he was. Just a symbol. Look like, black and white, biracial. They said we're gonna win on both sides, black and white. He didn't do a damn thing to help Americans. He was the reason why we are in this situation right now, and ones before him. Right? This is exactly what it is. I said that I wanted to come back and revisit this topic, and I'm glad that I did, because there's a lot of fact hitting that's meant to make people rethink what they're doing when they're out there buying stuff. There's alternatives to soda pop. You rather get it in a bottle anyway, because you don't need all that soda anyway. I just have a little bottle of soda, maybe one or two for a few days, not every single day, but I have it moderately, you know what I'm saying? But the ones I'm going to get is going to be in a glass bottle. I'm not going to be messing around with all this high fructose corn syrup stuff, because they have some root beer, You can go to Bush's or whatever these other supermarkets are, and they're going to have like a healthy alternative, right? Healthy alternative. Yeah. Howard says Biden gave up the border. National sovereignty matters. It really does. National sovereignty does. And we know, and we have it because we're going back into a constitutional republic. We are moving away from a democratic republic to a constitutional republic. You know, because with the Democrats, they were on the verge of removing the Constitution. Look at the laws. Look at what they're doing. If we expect these people to give a damn about our health when they don't even give a damn about the people, I mean, don't you think the health part is thrown out the window? No other president gave a damn. We got somebody in there with RFK Jr. He's more healthy and fit than anybody that I know, especially up there in the White House and all the rest of them. He's in excellent shape. And he knows how to read the labels. If nature didn't make it, don't eat it. Don't buy it. It's just that simple. You ain't got to be a rocket science with this stuff. If nature didn't produce it, don't buy it. If you're going to get real honey, stop buying processed honey and go out there and get yourself some raw honey. I got raw honey at home right now. Raw honey, not processed honey. That's not honey. That's processed chemical. That's what you're putting in your body. I dare them to come after me for this bullshit like this. It's a fact. That's not no honey. If you're going to get syrup, Aunt Jemima is not real syrup. Sorry. Log Cabin is not real maple syrup. It has to say 100% maple syrup. Maple syrup comes out the maple tree. Right? When you have real maple syrup that's not processed and have a bunch of dyes and contaminants and junk and chemicals, that's how you eat real syrup. You go into these diners and these restaurants and Denny's and all the rest of them. What they got on the table? Log Cabin, Aunt Jemima. You know that ain't no real syrup. Stop the foolery, right? Howard says, our farmers, that's easy for me, right? Ask farmers. That's easy for me. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, the farmers. And I got farmers that rock with me in this room. There's farmers that come in here, right? Because when I was talking about this stuff, yeah, farmers rock with me, man. That's for real. Truckers rock with me. Military group people rock with me. And I appreciate you guys on X showing me some love for a change, man. God dang. I mean, I know I ain't been posting on X a lot, but shit. You know, I've been MAGA, man. Shoot, I've been at the rallies, right? I'm still standing with Trump. And you over there on X, share this with your other buddies too. If you follow Trump and you on X, then rock with me. I'm rocking with a lot of you guys. Follow me, I'll follow you back, right? Like this channel and I'll like it back because it helped me in the algorithms. First time in a long time, my thing shows up today. I looked and checked. It says I was going live. I said, damn. Before that, it wasn't even showing up at all. You know, wasn't showing up at all, but it's showing up now. So that's a good sign because I'm actually on Rumble. I'm actually streaming on Rumble right now. And shout out to my people over there on Rumble, you know. Yeah. My Rumble is starting to pick up now. Thank God of that, though. It's going to take me a little time before I start getting up there, Howard, on Rumble. You know, shoot. So, yeah, man, I said I wanted to go and do this again. I ain't did the non-GMO thing in a long time. But we're starting to see more and more changes, man. With our farmers, Trump has given those farmers that money. I think they're going to get it next year. You know, like better than that farm aid stuff. That was a lie. It was just a trick. They didn't, one of the guys here that was a farmer that comes in my chat. He said they never saw none of that money back in the 90s with farm aid and all that stuff. It's all a lie. Yeah. Howard says, I'll help you grow. Man, I appreciate it, Howard, man. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Because I got a format now, right? So my format when I'm in my studio, right, I have the stuff that I already talked about. I got a lot more things I talk about. But I said, you know what? Instead of the politics, I'm going to start talking about a little bit more on the health side as well, you know, because, I mean, politically, it shouldn't be a political issue. This is a health issue. This is a crisis that we're talking about here. We're talking about children. You know, that's the thing about it. I mean, this guy, RFK Jr., one of the healthiest guys that I actually have seen. He ain't making this stuff up. So I'm following his lead on this. You know, anybody to me that is healthy, got their weight in proportion. He brings up all the information, all the sciences and facts of what these petroleum-based dyes that are doing to us and our children. This is one of the reasons why we don't even, a lot of the kids don't even have a chance with their little immune system. Red dye 40, ladies and gentlemen, that's a heavy hitter. Yellow 5 and 6, blue 1 and 2, green 3 and 3, right? And red 3 already have been banned back in January. One good thing about it, we don't even have to worry about these petroleum-based dyes because they already been removed. This is one of the things I love about this man, RFK Jr. I haven't even met this guy. I would shake this guy's hand, man, and I say, RFK Jr., you're doing a hell of a job, man. You are doing a hell of a job. You know you have saved generations of people right now. We're going to start seeing obesity drop. We're going to start seeing chronic illness and all this other stuff, and diabetes going to start slowing down. Because nobody else in the HHS, let alone politically, gave a damn. None of these politicians never gave a damn. They were all in bed with each other, circle jerking each other while the American people were suffering. And that's exactly correct. That's true. And I stand on that with everything I love, 10 toes down. If somebody want to have a debate about this, come on in the room. I dropped the link. I dropped the link down. Because it's a no-brainer to me that they don't give a damn. You know, but they can have TDS about the Trump. At least he have hired somebody to do something about it. Trump had to do something about the border, doing something about the health, doing something about these criminals and terrorists, doing stuff now. We are respected now, and it's take time for the economy to turn around. But once again, when the big beautiful bill kick in, taxes are going to drop, and I'm going to talk about that. I talked about that before. But I know what my next thing I'm going to talk about. You guys will be made aware of it once I start talking about the next thing. But yeah, man, we're headed in the right direction, heading into the golden era, the golden age. We actually are here already, you know. Let me see what Joe Mama has to say. Not your mama, it's Joe Mama. Joe Mama in the house, though. Boy, look at Joe Mama. And this is a farmer, too. Farmer Joe Mama. All right, we got Joe Mama in the house. All the farmers getting the $16 billion from the welfare. And the ones that grow the GMO corn and soybean. Oh, really? Yeah, I know Joe Mama. He a farmer, man. So I'll take Joe Mama's word for it. I take your word for it, Joe Mama. But yeah. Man, I miss Sherry, man. Where is Sherry, man? Joe Mama, you seen Sherry on here, man? I'm gonna have to search for Sherry, man. I'm gonna have to send somebody to look for a search for Sherry. In search of Sherry, man. Man, Sherry, this is only reserved for Sherry. When she graced her presence in here, though, that was really for Sherry, you know. Man, I miss Sherry, man. She's a farmer too. I know exactly where she is out there, and I just don't know the exact farm address, but I know the city, you know. It's further north from where I am, way out in the burbs, man, way out there. You know, I miss Sherry, though, man. Yep, I miss Sherry. But yeah, man, so yeah, you got Joe Mama in the house. Hey, Joe Mama, I don't know how long you've been listening to me. But yeah, man, we really been tackling what RFK Jr. been doing, man. for the most part of it, though, you know? Yeah, man. And guess what, guys? So when they come in this room, because we're going to probably start seeing trolls back here, trolls back in the room. I meant to tell you, Joe Mama, I'm starting to come back up on the live feed again. I was able to see myself for the first time and things like that. So, you know, when they start coming back in this room, y'all know what to do as the moderators, though, you know? Yep. Yeah, I was going to say, Howard, you'll be able to figure it out, though. Yeah, you'll figure it out how to do that, you know? Because now that you guys have you have a moderative privileges now to do, you know, as you must to bounce them out of here, because they'll be coming back in here, you know. But yeah, when they come back in here and get disruptive, I look at these particular people, man. They're nothing more than little crybabies. It's all right. It's all right, Democrats. Oh, it's okay, Democrats. I know Trump the president. I know Democrats. I know Trump is the president, Democrats. It's okay. Liberals, it's gonna be okay. Oh, get it out. Get it out. Oh, look at the little baby Democrat. Huh? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I know. You want some McDonald's? Huh? You want some McDonald's? Huh? You want some McDonald's? Oh man, I can't help myself, right? Howard says much of our corn goes to ethanol fuel. Yeah, Howard, you know, I mean, you, Joe Mama, you know, Sherry lady, I mean, you know, there's a few others, man, that are farmers, man. You know, black farmers been under the attack as well. You know it. You know, they've been under attack. Ran a lot of them out, you know. Shoot. Man, it ain't like how it used to be, though, I tell you. You know, yep. But hopefully you guys will be able to come back around. I'm glad to see that you guys are still holding on barely by a thread, man. You know, you said, hell, man, we ain't had no choice but to get behind Trump. Nobody else got behind us, and we were farmers. I know that's right. You know, I have a great respect for farmers, let me tell you. When I'm driving out there in the countryside, man, Michigan has a lot of farmland, man. Further west you go, western Michigan, northern Michigan, man, you seeing God's country out there. You know what else I see? I see Trump signs all over the place. Trump loves farmers, and farmers love Trump. That's one of the things about it, boy. So yeah, man. So that's exactly what it is. But yeah, man, I'm glad that you guys are rocking with your boy, coming in here and everything. Though, you know, we're almost in the hour and a half mark. I think we could probably stretch it out for another 30 minutes and things. But you know, you guys are always welcome. You guys make the show, man. I'm just a vessel, but you guys really make the show. Yeah, love the Michigan cherries. Michigan is, Howard, man, you already know, Michigan is known for its cherries. We have so many cherry trees. You know, no wonder we had George Washington, instead of going out there on Washington, he could have came here to Michigan, man, and chopped down the cherry tree over here, man. Yeah, he could have chopped that cherry tree down, man. I wouldn't have said nothing. Man, I tell you. Yeah, but you guys are all right. Yeah, man. You know, just over here talking about things and changes on the health side. GMOs, man. Oh man. Taking the fluoride out the water and stuff like. I think it's the what is it? The heavy metal contaminants. It's coming, man. Stuff is coming. Where we could be at it, because in Europe they drinking pure drinking water over there. You know, they're not drinking the crap that we have over here, chlorinated waters, mercury and fluoride. Well, actually it's fluoride. I think that's the one that's being removed as a fluoride right now, man. You know, boy, I tell you, man, boy. Yeah. So, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I'm just over here working on some stuff behind the scenes. you know, getting it looking a little bit more appeasing. I gotta get some studio lights though too, you know. Yep, I gotta get some studio lights. But when I get my studio lights and stuff like that, in fact though, let me see here. Hold on for one moment. Let me see something. Hold on for one moment, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see here. Maybe the lights may show up a little bit better now. All right, let's take a look at it. All right, got those turned down. All right, let's take a look at it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna do a little test a little bit though. All right, guys, you can see me now. All right, let me just move that over here a little bit more. There we go. All right, guys, you can see me better now. All right, there we go. Because I got some light panels and things because, yeah, my lighting was really bad, but yeah. Okay, here we go. I know it. Yeah, Howard said, yeah, there you go, Howard. All right. I still look like myself, don't I? You know, just wearing the glasses though, man. This is without my readers, you know. Yeah, I know, right? Yep. A brother man. I'm your brother, you know. Brother man, you know. Yeah, exactly. Yep. But yeah, though, I think the lights, I may have to dim them down a little bit more. But right now, I don't want to get them too dark because you wouldn't be able to see me. I'm a dark-skinned brother, man, and all you'll see is my teeth at night, man. Ask those that when I used to do those early broadcast recordings, I used to do the lives in my car, man. It would be dark, and you couldn't see me. That's why I had the thing off most of the time. Yep. Got my MAGA cap. This is one of them. I got some that's even looking better than this, though. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So, yep. So, yeah. So you guys see me now, you know. I expand your window. Okay. Okay. I expand your window. Oh, hold on for a minute. Let me get this off and then I can expand it. Hold on for a minute. Remove that. There I am. Yeah, that's even better now. Yep. That's my lights in the background. You can barely see them, man. But I gotta get some real studio lights, you know. But I got these dim though a little bit. So yeah, so these are dim down. I'm talking about not the lights behind me, but my panel lighting. Because if I didn't have that, yeah, you guys wouldn't be able to see me at all, man. You know what I mean? You wouldn't be able to see me at all, you know. But yeah. So yeah, so like I said, I always had the equipment, you know. But yeah, man, that's it. Yeah, you see me now, Howard? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, man, shoot, that's the thing about it though, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, that's my other Make American Great cap on right there. Boy, look at me, boy. And my profile, that is. I took that photo in Arizona. Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate it, Howard. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Salute to you too, sir. You know, hope I'm doing it with the right hand. You know, I've never been in the military, although I wanted to join the Marines, but you know, that's what I really was going to join the Marines afterwards. Really, to be honest. Yeah, but yeah, man. So, yep, just wasn't in the cards. Maybe in the next lifetime, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It would have been a good time. If I would have went in, though, I was when we didn't have no war going on, man. It would have been an easy 4-year ride right in there. The only thing I had to do is worry about getting through boot camp, man. That's about it, you know? Mm-hmm. Yep. It's a hungry kind of feeling, you know what I'm saying? What's that one? With the Marines, the first in, man. I got friends that are Marines, though, too. I got people in the Army, Navy, you know, in the Navy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But other than that, though, so how am I looking? Is it pretty clear? I look like I'm pretty clear, right? Yeah, it looks like this is my dash camera. Now I do got a Canon camera too. I don't have it running right now because with StreamYard, with the service I'm paying for, it won't let me run 2 cameras simultaneously. But with OBS, which I was testing last night, OBS will allow me to run it. I can use OBS and it's all good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can hook up my main camera and my dash camera. And it looks pretty cool though, you know. It looks pretty cool. But this is a good camera, man. This Logitech, man. I had this for over 5 years, man. Yep. But I like that I like the regular camera with the attachable lenses because I can actually, Howard, Joe Mama, I can blur out the background, bring down the f-stop probably to about 2.0, 1.8, 1.4, where I can have that nice little bokeh blurred background in the background and stuff like that. Yep. Which I'm aiming to do. I'm aiming to do that, you know. Some of my equipment you can kind of see back there in the back. And then I also have a 70 to 200 millimeter Canon lens as well too. So yeah, but I love my Canon, man. I love my camera equipment, man. Then I got some other things though too. So yeah, man. But I appreciate you guys for showing up today and things, man. We've been talking about it. RFK and things. Thumbnail looks good, right on point, you know. But it likes content like this, obviously, because when I do something with MAGA and Trump, boy, they gonna shadow ban that thing, man. They don't like him, boy. They don't like him, man. Oh my goodness. Ooh, man, they do not like him. But I can talk about other topics like this, and they don't really like this one either. But it ain't at the top of their hate list. They don't hate RFK like they hate Trump. You know what I'm saying? That they hate RFK because he's associated with Trump. I take that back. Anybody that's associated with Trump, they can't stand him, man. You know what I'm saying? I never seen nothing like this before in my life. Oh, man. I tell you, boy. Yeah, but yeah, though. So we've been doing a thing, though, talking about this stuff. Let me see. I'm going to give the Crybaby. Who's going to get the Crybaby Awards? We give that to Obama. We're going to give that to the Clintons as well, too. And we're going to give that to Kamala Harris. We're going to give that to AOC and Chucky Schumer and all the rest of them. Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren. We're going to go down the list with the Crybaby Awards. Oh, my TDS is in their head. Yeah, it sure is, man. Man, you see De Niro, man. Robert, I said this, I talked about him earlier. Robert De Niro, man. Woo, man. Robert De Niro done lost his darn mind, man. He will not stop talking about Trump. This TDS stuff, as Howard said, it is really bad with him, Tom Hanks. He's becoming unfoiled, man. I mean, they can't leave it alone, ladies and gentlemen. Trump have gotten, man, and their followers, man, he been attacking the followers. You know what? The people say, man, the hell with Robert De Niro, man. I come to watch his movies, not about his politics. You're going to lose people because you got people in this country that don't give a damn about politics. It's just how it is. They don't want to see you act, Robert De Niro. And I want to hear you talk about no politics. They don't want to hear you say about this stuff. He's tired of that stuff, man. But he's acting a damn fool, ladies and gentlemen. Woo, man. George Clooney, not as bad as these guys. He's bad, but what's the name of him is even worse. I think Robert De Niro even went after Mel Gibson. Not that he ain't worried about it. They hate Mel Gibson and they hate Sylvester Stallone, right? These guys support Trump. And they got good sense. And there's a lot of reasons as to why. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So, yeah, Howard, man. Yep. Yeah, did Joe Mama leave? Somebody left. I'm down to 4 views now. I love my 5 views. I was rocking solid with my 5 views. Somebody left. Who is it that left me? Who did it? Just joking. I just joking. Get upset when somebody leave the channel. What I'm going to do, start crying? Oh, man. Don't you leave the channel or you going to get not to boo you. All right, that's enough. Enough of that. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, or gentlemen. So, yeah, man, I appreciate you guys coming in on the live stream, man, you know. It's been real cool. Yep, look like I got somebody else over here, promoting Steam Boo. You know, so you have Stream Boo. Yeah, he come in here on Twitch every now and then, you know. promoting Stream Boo. I never heard of Stream Boo. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, let me see here. But yeah, this has been a really, really good stream today. Just talking about some of the important things on the health side with RFK Jr. really doing the thing. I went down through there, talked about the petroleum-based dyes that has been banned from our food and stuff like that. So it's just definitely a step in the right direction. Howard says, my wife called me called me to supper in 10 minutes ago. Okay. Yeah, he called you for okay, I got it. Okay, so said okay, I'm here. Okay, well, go and enjoy your supper though, Howard, man. It's all good. I'm about to go and shut this down anyway, though. I gotta get out and I gotta get to work. I gotta get out here and get it. But I wanted to turn this on and show you, that I'm not AI, I should have had this on earlier, man, and I forgot. You know what I'm saying? But that's all good. It's all good. But other than that, Howard, I appreciate you for tuning in. And I appreciate you, Joe Mama, and everybody else, man. Even on X, man. That's what's up, man. I got some people on X that's watching me right now, boy. That is what's up. Had to pay the premium for it. Elon Musk stuff is, Elon, you got to come down on them prices, man, Yep. You got to make it a little bit more affordable, man. Shoot, with so much going on right now. I mean, I'm a fan and all, but I ain't a fan with these high prices. Shoot, that Starlink. Shoot, you know how much it costs for Starlink for the monthly subscription? Shoot. What the? No. So yeah, though, Elon, we got to get it together now, man. If you're watching, man. Probably not. But that's okay, though, They're saying about them prices, man. The prices, he'll say you have to learn how to make more money. And he'll be straight-faced about it, too. You got a point, though. I got to learn to make more money, right? So, yeah, so shout out to Elon as well and everyone else, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though, But, yeah.
Problem is that our leaders are dumb.
Yeah, Trump, you said it. It's Trump. No, he said it. He said it when he said it, boy. I didn't say it. Trump said it. But other than that, though, guys, I appreciate you, man. I have entertained you enough for today. But we'll be here tomorrow doing it the same thing again. Doing this channel, making it grow. The evening show instead of the morning show. I tried with the morning show, but evening show is perfect. So yeah, so the evening show it is. We're gonna be out there. You guys enjoy your Saturday. I know it's a big date night tonight. Dating or simping, one of the two, but it's all good though, But I gotta go to work though, man. So, but I appreciate you all being part of something great. Once again, welcome. Thank you for coming on Some Random Guy Speaks. I am your host once again, Tony G, and I am out. Yep. So other than that, I think we are done. Yeah, we are done. So yeah. Let me see here. Joe Mama says, I still here. Okay, so Joe Mama here? Okay. I thought you took off, Joe Mama. You know what I'm saying? I thought you took off, man. Yep. Yeah, but the stream is getting better and better, Joe Mama. It's getting better and better. My stream came up today on YouTube when I went live. I put it in, put in a schedule one, but it showed up this time, What the, but I'm still on Rumble. Yep, I'm still on Rumble. Joe Mama says $200 a month. You talking about for Elon's thing with that Starlink? Man, please, man. That's a car note or something for some of you, or that could be insurance for me. My insurance is a little bit more than that. $17 more. What the? $200 a month for Starlink? I mean, I'm not out in the countryside, but I'm just saying though, if I was though, $200 a month. I mean, so yeah. That would be a service that I would never know to know, Oh man. What the? Yeah, Joe Mama. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Yeah, I gotta, yeah. Yeah, that Starlink, man. I looked at it though. You know, I almost wanted to get it until I looked at the monthly service. The monthly service, though, I say, man, nope, we can't do the monthly service. I can't do it. Not with the monthly service. No. Yeah, though, ladies and gentlemen, boy. But yeah, but this is it right here. As you guys are looking at, these are the harmful ingredients. I'm not for sure which of these product that he's looking at. It was one of them he had in his hand. But yeah. Let me see if I can back it up a little bit. Let's take a look. I forgot it was one of these products. Enough is enough. I love it. Enough is enough. Look at this. Yep. I would play it, but I can't because it got some music behind it, right? But this is coming straight off of the White House. This is off of the White House website where I'm getting this information from. Made with petroleum, right? Look at this. This is gasoline, right? These are favorite foods that everybody know. Look at the cough syrup. Look at Crest. Look at Hellmann's and all the rest of the stuff. Not Hellmann's. What is that? Is that Vaseline? Oh, yeah, ain't no doubt about Vaseline. Welch's, fruit snacks, fruit roll-ups. Look at this. This is in popcorn. This is crazy. Mac and cheese. You already know the dangerous yellow in that. Look at this. Corn to pickles. Look at this. Yeah, mustard. Mustard, what's it, mustard gas? Look at this. I don't know about mustard gas. It's actually the yellow, the dangerous yellow. Look at these buddies. We all eating them, right? The gummy bears. Boy. So I got to do this because there's music playing. I should have done this. He's showing you right now. The junk that's in the middle, it's all processed crap. Look at this. Look at this. This is going into our children, you know, like he's saying. Enough is enough, ladies and gentlemen. Enough is enough. So I'm going to have to do the slideshow. I'm going to have to do it as a slide. Yep. Look at that. Cheez-Its, Captain Crunch, Doritos. Who don't love this stuff? We grew up with this. Chemicals out. Right? We got to focus. Kids will learn if they don't have chemicals in their brain. Healthy exercises, losing weight, getting fit. America, we can do it. Has banned eight of the petroleum dyes that causes cancer. This is coming from RFK Jr. Aspartame and others. Look at this. Tartarazine, right? What he's saying, what's interesting? It's being forwarded to our kids. Man, Trump stands on it. Let me get Trump off there, boy. People can't stand even looking at it. It may incite them, bring out some more TDSD, man. You know they can't stand it, man. Woo, man. I've done it before. I done had some TDS come in this room, boy. Oh my goodness. Other countries, look at it, sick, asthmatic, and depressed. Right? School lunches. Glad they got that stuff out of there. At least he said he did. And Big Pharma. Look at them shaking their hands. Look at them. Look at this. What the? Boy, I tell you, man. Yeah, we got the right person in there now, man. this administration is working. The other ones have failed us. Pushing this shit, excuse my French, man, I get upset about it, to this. Look at all that money. Look at that. I sound like somebody's daddy, don't I? Look at this. Boy, I tell you, billions rolling in. Billions. See, I would like to have some of those Benjamins myself, though, to be honest with you. And rescue inhalers have been converted to this. It's all about the MONEY. Right? This is what it is. This is what's going on. That's why it's a big campaign. Make America healthy again. We got to get healthy. We are the fattest. We are the sickest, right? Nation in the world. Here in America. Too much KFC and all the rest of them who don't like fried chicken. Right? I'm just saying. Yeah. So him and President Trump are going to stop. Right? So it's gonna be with the American children, man. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Right? Make America healthy again. Right? This is a campaign promise that President Trump ran on and won. Both great men. Both are great men, are doing a fantastic bang-up job out there, pushing back against these low-down ass corporations and these FDA, crooked FDA, and all the rest of them. Make America healthy again. I wish I would have used this as the thumbnail, but when they would see Trump in there, they just get TDS. I get shadow banned and all the rest of that stuff. Yeah, man. Trump derangement runs deep. Runs deep. Yeah. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, let me get my behind up on out of here. I'm way overdue. You guys, man, it's been I enjoyed myself. I'm almost at the 2-hour mark anyway. But yeah, man, I went down through there. Some of you guys may have already known this. Some of you may not. But it's cool either way. And I promise I'm going to start doing more content like stuff like this and other things. I think the next one, we're going to go into the farming aspects of it because it's about time we're going to go into the inner workings of the farming industry a little bit. I'm just going to touch on it a little bit, not deep. And I'm going to have my farmer buddies over here like Joe Mama and Howard to back me up on this type of stuff. So therefore, we're going to talk about it because it needs to be talked about. You have a right to have a relationship with your farmer because what goes on our plates, they have a lot to do. Well, I ain't going to say them per se, but I believe that we are going back to the way it was as opposed to the way it is now, you know. But let's all, once again, get in a group effort to make America healthy again, right? Let's make America great again, right? Let's make America wealthy again, right? This is what it basically is. You know, boy, he's a great marketer. I got to say that. Everybody know it. Everybody know it. So yeah, so you guys out there have a wonderful day. Joe Mama, you have anything to say, Joe Mama, before I shut it down? Because like I said, Joe Mama, he's a farmer. Howard is a farmer. Sherry is a farmer. I'm going to call all my farmers out, all my farmer buddies, you know. Because the next one I think I am going to do, we're going to talk about the farming, not the factory farming, but the small farmer. We're going to give a shout out to the small farmer, you know. Yeah. They are the ones out there tilling the land, gathering the crops in and stuff, putting food on the tables of America. You know, it's about time we get back and start feeding America again with our local farmers, man. And I believe we're going to start seeing more and more of the local farmers coming back to farming, you know, agriculture, getting those hands green and dirty with that dirt, you know, lifting that hay, slopping those pigs, milking those cows, churning that butter, brushing down the horses and all the rest of it, you know, and the goats too. Don't leave them out, because without milking the goats, it's going to be bad. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it, Joe Mama. It is going to be bad. It's going to be bad, though, you know, if you don't get milked. Somebody got to do this, you know. Where my Amish people at? Where my Mennonites at, man? I want to see some Mennonites. Probably going to see no Amish, though. They don't mess with technology. But the Mennonites do. Shout out to the Mennonites. Yeah, the Mennonites, though, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all, anybody know a Mennonite? Tell them to come on this channel, man, because the next one we're going to be doing is the local farmers, right? The eggs, milk, butter, and cheese, right? We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it, boy. We're going to talk about it. I like talking about things, especially stuff I know a little bit about or I may not know about, but they're going to educate us. We're going to see what the inner workings are on the local farming, you know? Yep. I really would love to have Joe Mama up here, man. I ain't had Joe Mama. I ain't heard Joe Mama's voice yet, man. Yep. Oh, man. Yeah, that'd be cool. Omega comes up here all the time and knocks it out the park. Shout out to Omega, too, boy. Boy, Omega is a hard hitter, boy. See, Omega make me feel dumb. Oh, man. I tell you, 145 IQ. Shoot. Yep. Yeah, but Elon, you know, yeah. Elon would probably make Omega look dumb, right? Oh, man, Omega. You know, when he comes in here, though, maybe he'll say, you know, it'd be interesting, though. It would be interesting, you know. Shout out to all my brainiacs out there, too, man. Shout out to all my brainiacs, you know. Yep. So other than that, though, I'm going to go ahead on and shut it down. Remember, once again, let us make a pledge of making America safe again, making America wealthy again, making America healthy again, and making America great again, right? I couldn't do it no better than Trump, right? Boy, I tell you, I couldn't have done it no better than Trump. I think I'm going to leave on that exit. You guys take care. God bless. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. There you go. Your boy is out. Peace and chicken grease.